Okay, so we're just going to create a function here and that's going to calculate a factorial of a number. So I'll call it define it factorial, and I'm going to send it some number. And so this is going to document our function, a function to calculate factorial of n. I'm going to call the letter n, not num. And as our test case, we know that 6 factorial is equal to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's what 6 factorial is equal to. And as a quick test, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is equal to 720. So we know that's going to be our test case. We're looking for 720. You can see I already created the program before and calculated it with 720. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to create our answer. I'm going to set that equal to 1 to begin with. I'm going to create a for loop. So for I in range from 1 to n. So I'm going to go all the way up to the value that's we're calculating the factorial for. My answer is going to be the answer times I. So when I is 1, it's going to be 1 times 1. When it's if I was 3, it's going to be 1 times 2 times 3, because each time I is going to iterate from 1 up to our number. So really it's going to be 1 times the previous answer. So in this case, when it gets to 6, when I has reached n, and this time I'm going to have to go all the way up to n plus 1 because I want it to go up to 6. When it's equal to 6, it's going to be 6. Maybe I'm going to say I times answer. 6 times our answer, right? It's going to be 6 times what the answer was the previous one, which is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 by 1. And as a test, I'm going to return my answer. And let's just print our factorial 5 from 6 and see if we get that. To see what that's doing, if I just print out my answer as I go, we can see 1 times 1 is 2, 2 times 1 times 2 times 3, 3 times 2 is 6. The next iteration through, I'm taking that answer, which was 6, I'm going to be multiplying it by 4, which gives me 24. Then I'm going to be taking 24. I will now be 5. So 5 times 24 is 120. And then that 120, I gets incremented again. So that becomes 6 times 120, which is 720. So that's what this is doing. So this is an iterative solution using a for loop to calculate the factorial of a number.